How's it going, guys? My name is Ishan, and in this video we're going to be talking about the new Spac that could double. This stock could provide gains excess of 100%, and we're going to be talking about everything about the company, why I bought, and along with that, the risks. As you guys know, I'm never one to just pump a company up without talking about the risks, which they are with this company, so we're going to be talking about them. And as always, at the end, a quick technical analysis. So a lot to cover, so make sure you stick around till the end, and without further ado, make sure to drop a quick sub and let's clock in. Real quick, if you want to help support the channel and learn something new like technical analysis or how I even found stocks like 8x8 and Domo, which no one talks about, which have provided insane returns, make sure to check out genztraders.com, link down below. As you can see, I bought 100 shares at $14 and I'm up a little right now, but I'm not selling anytime soon. So the company merging with Foley acquisition is Paysafe Group. They're going to have a pro forma valuation of $9 billion at $10 a share. So currently at $15 a share, the company's worth about $14 billion. So the simplest way to put it is Paysafe is like the combination of PayPal and Square. They have over 20 years in online payment experience and an annualized transactional volume of $98 billion as of 2019. In comparison, Square's 2019 transactional volume was $106 billion, so relatively on par. So we aren't dealing with a regular Spac here like Hyliion, Nikola, or Arrival. Those are companies that are promising future revenues, but Paysafe, on the other hand, they're actually providing real revenues and they're a real business with real customers. In 2019, they had revenues of about $1.4 billion, and in 2020, revenue actually decreased, something right off the bat you wouldn't expect during the pandemic. You're probably wondering why payments didn't increase, but this is actually not that big of a concern, and this actually brings me to my first point about why I bought the stock, which is their diversified business. One of the major segments of their diversified business is iGaming, or basically online gambling, and one of the big things that saw a decrease in revenue this year was the sports industry as a whole. And so without the sports betting and sports gambling, that's an area they specifically saw a huge decrease in revenue. But taking a look at DraftKings' recent earnings, for those of you who don't know, by the way, DraftKings is an online gambling company. But anyways, as you can see in their earnings report, gambling has returned up to all-time highs as they saw their revenues up 90% because of the return to sports. So I'm not really concerned about the revenue decline Paysafe saw this year, and as they predict, it will return to positive growth going into the next year. Going even further, we can see they have 60 plus massive customers in the iGaming market, which they're really focused on. The iGaming market is set to be worth $47 billion by 2025, and so you can bet they'll be reaping a lot of money through the payments online. Their eCash is a digital currency that is focused primarily on iGaming and used through their Paysafe card, which is a prepaid card you can upload to online accounts and use to shop online. They also have digital wallet solutions that enable users to store, upload funds, and this can be utilized using their two platforms, Skrill and Neteller. And then lastly, their business-to-business integration such as point of sales and e-commerce solutions for small businesses, kind of like what Square does. And then overall, we can just see how diversified their business is in this chart. Now, the second reason I bought Paysafe is because of their great and stellar management. As we know, management can make or break a company, and Paysafe has some great management, especially now with Bill Foley coming on board with this merger. Their CEO has worked in some of the top financial institutions in the world, same with their CFO, but the biggest plus to this acquisition is that they're bringing Bill Foley aboard and his team of experienced individuals. The Spac they're merging with is called Foley Acquisition and headed by Bill, and he's done quite a remarkable job, as you can see, helping many companies grow substantially. He has led 5 separate multi-billion-dollar public platforms with 100 plus acquisitions across them, and so this man knows his stuff. And so that experience on board on the company will really benefit them going forward, board, and as a shareholder makes me really confident in the leadership. And then the last and final, probably one of the biggest reasons I actually bought the company is because of the Spac hype. It's no secret, Spacs are super hyped, extremely hyped right now. We saw with Hyliion, Arrival, SBE, the stocks have just been pumped to the moon. And Paysafe right now is only in the early stages of the acquisition. It's yet to even go through, and we've had a significant pullback, which I believe is a great opportunity to buy into, because this is a stock I could see heading much higher because of the Spac hype. So before I reveal my exact strategy and when I plan to sell, let's talk about the big risky risk with this company. And that risk is Square and PayPal. This company is huge in Europe, but expanding into other markets, especially even the US, where Square and PayPal have such a strong foothold, it's going to be really hard for the company to certify some dominance in these countries. As we can see, their revenue growth isn't all that impressive, and as I even mentioned, they're processing roughly the same payments as Square, but they're not generating significant revenue from other places. What's good though is that Europe is leading the world in the transition to contactless payment, with now 1 in 2 transactions being contactless. Sure, they've got massive sports betting partnerships, but that's not going to help if they can't really expand into other markets and certify some dominance. Now, as for when I'll sell, I honestly don't plan to be holding this company for too long, because as with every other SPAC we've seen, they get pumped all the way up and then they drop back down. And I also don't believe that in the long term that this company will be able to give competition to companies like Square and PayPal. My average is 14, so it's not that high, and I believe that this company will explode above 20, and that's where I look to unload the majority of my position. As for a quick technical analysis, the 13.7 area is a place of support, but if we manage to break above the all-time high at 15.3, this stock will have a huge squeeze higher. There's so much hype around SPACs, and I believe this is one that will massively benefit. So make sure to like, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, check out genztraders.com, link down below, where hopefully you can learn something new like technical analysis or how to invest better. With that being said, let me know down below what you guys think about BFD stock and Paysafe as a whole. And with that being said, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, clocking out for now. Peace.